I'm Corine, and welcome to Goodbye Gluten, where
saying goodbye to gluten does not mean saying goodbye to great food and great taste.
So please like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel.
So today we are making white chocolate chip cranberry bars. They remind you of something? They do me. I've cracked the code. Let's see what we'll need. Hi, I'm Corine, and welcome to Goodbye Gluten, where So here's what we're going to need to make these cookies today. We have 3/4 cup each of white sugar and brown sugar. I have a teaspoon of vanilla, 1 lemon. We're going to use the zest and the juice. 1 cup of butter. This has been brought to room temperature. Now today we are doing this full regular dairy. You can absolutely substitute your dairy, your very favorite dairy-free or vegan butter substitute. That's fine. We'll also need 2 eggs, and then we'll need 2 1/4 cups of flour. We are using the Bob's Red Mill blue bag baking 1-to-1 flour, a teaspoon each of baking soda and salt. Then for our add-ins today, I have 1 cup of dried cranberries and 1 cup of white chocolate chips. So because this is a cookie bar, we're also going to add a frosting to it. So here we're going to do 1 block of cream cheese, about 1/4 cup of white chocolate chips, tablespoon of butter, and as much powdered sugar as is needed. I'm going to say probably around 2 cups, but that could depend on how thick things turn out. So let's get started. So you'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and we're going to start with our 1 cup of softened butter. Now these little wrappers are great for greasing your cookie sheets or pans if you need it. So just keep that in mind. We're going to cream the butter with both sugars until they're light and fluffy. I'm going to give this a quick scrape down. The butter was a little bit colder than what I like with this, so we're going to have to work with it. So I was asked earlier by my son, well, why don't you just put it in the microwave? You don't want to melt your butter, you just want it softened. So putting it in the microwave always gives you pockets, or gives me pockets of melted butter. So now we're going to add our eggs 1 at a time. Sometimes they just don't want to come out. I'm gonna pause it, Greg.
Adding eggs, take 2.
We're going to add the eggs 1 at a time. That one broke. And if I can, I like to use a small little cup to break my eggs into, just to avoid shell.
I'll pause that.
That go. Quick little scrape down. Now we need to zest and juice our lemon. You could absolutely do this while your other things are mixing up. I'm rolling the lemon on the counter to soften it up, break down some of those membranes. Now when zesting it, I'm using a fine grater. You do want to make sure that you've washed your lemon to get any wax off of it, but also when you're zesting it, You don't want to go past the yellow. So it doesn't feel like you're doing very much, but you actually are. But see, you don't want to go too far into past the yellow, because that's when it gets bitter.
Nobody likes the pith.
Grind it.
Oh.
So we're going to put all that lemon rind into the bowl. Set that aside. Now we will juice our lemon. We're going to save about half of the lemon juice for in the frosting. So I'm just going to set that aside. And as a quick and easy way to make sure I don't get seeds in there, I've got a strainer over that. I'm just going to squeeze it in. You don't want very much. This is maybe, half a tablespoon. The idea is just to give it a little bit of brightness in the batter and take it past that standard chocolate chip cookie flavor.
Ooh, lemony smell.
Yes. So now, turn the mixer back on for a few minutes. Add our vanilla. And away it goes. Just for another minute or so. So it's nicely blended. Scraping this down. Next we're going to add the flour and the baking soda. Now you want to add the flour in small batches rather than just dumping it all in on top of yourself. Otherwise you'll be wearing the flour. Put about a third of the flour in. Gently turn the mixer on. And then when that's incorporated, we'll add the next little bit. All right, we're going to add our last little bit. Remember, the mixer's on low. Crank it up to high for just a minute to whip some of that off. I'm going to scrape down the sides. Oh yeah. Okay. Now we're going to add in the yummy stuff.
Look at those chocolate chips and raisins.
Dried cranberries.
Ooh, even better. Everybody knows lemons and cranberries work so well together.
Right? Now we're going to take it out, take the mixer out. Scrape all that yummy goodness off. Alright, so I have a small cookie sheet here. This will take a little over half of this batch of dough. I've got a parchment paper here to line it, because again, we're making cookie bars. I'm going to plop this down. Okay, a little more than half. Okay, now we're going to use our fingers and just smush it down. If your hands are slightly damp, they'll stick less. If you object to actually getting your hands goopy, you could use a spoon, another piece of parchment paper. But the idea is we're just going to spread this out. All right, so option 2, a little less goopy, right? And we added a little more of the cookie dough. The idea is just to get a good even layer. And you could use a rolling pin. Sometimes I like to use my hands. As adults, we don't get to play with Play-Doh anymore that often.
Unless you're a sculptor.
And I'm not taking this all the way to all of the edges because I do want to give this room to spread out a little bit. So by leaving a little bit of wiggle room there, it gives it some spreading room and hopefully won't overflow my pan. All right, we got that done. Now, peel back. Saran wrap. All right.
One of the greatest inventions.
Yep. So now we're going to bake this at 350 degrees. We're going to start it off at 25 minutes, but then check it. So there's still probably about a quarter of the batch left in the pot, in the container. We're going to go ahead and save this. This will last in the refrigerator for up to a week. Or you could also freeze this. So if you wanted to do like a log and then slice it for cookies, you could do that. So I'm just... Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, baby. Check those out. I think those might actually be pretty dang close to done. Look at that. Oh yeah. Those are done. Woohoo. And there we have them. Look at that. Aren't they pretty? I'm going to let them sit here just like this for about 5 minutes. Then I'll take them out of the pan, but leave them on the parchment paper to cool for at least an hour. I know that's the hardest part. At least an hour, if not 2, and then we'll frost them.
An hour? I want to wait an hour. I want them now.
It's been a couple of hours. These are nice and cool. We're going to frost them now because everything's better with frosting. Let's taste this and see how it is. You can see this looks like, oh, it looks so good. Mmm. Yum. So glad I'm taking most of these to work tomorrow for a potluck. So here you go. Think about what you might want to be taking to your next potluck. Take something gluten-free that you can eat. And remember what we always say here at Goodbye Gluten. Saying goodbye to gluten does not mean saying goodbye to great food and great taste. Happy baking.